All right, welcome back. We've got some breaking news out of Arizona. That's Elizabeth Johnson, and jurors just found her guilty in the disappearance of her little boy, baby Gabriel. Let's break down the charges for you. Again, just to recap the case, 2009, December 26, 2009. The last time the 8-month-old little baby Gabriel is seen. Now, prosecutors say that that woman, Elizabeth Johnson, admitted that she killed the little baby, put him in a trash bin. Then she changes her story, claims that she gave the baby away to a couple in Texas. Here's the breakdown. She was facing a kidnapping charge. The jury did not return a verdict on that, but she's found guilty of the lesser charge of unlawful imprisonment, also found guilty of custodial interference because there was real animosity with the biological father, Logan McQuarrie. I want to bring in my friend and colleague, Jane Velez-Mitchell. We'll be watching Jane's tonight, top of the hour. Jane, you've been following this so closely. Your reaction to the verdict?
Well, when you say, and we are listening, I mean, this is happening live as we speak. My producer tells me in my ear she's been found guilty of unlawful imprisonment, guilty of conspiracy to commit custodial interference, but the big charge is kidnapping. Now, you're telling me, because this is happening as we speak, that there is no verdict into kidnapping, or we haven't heard it yet?
That's what I understand. They couldn't return a verdict on the big kidnapping charge, went with the lesser charge of unlawful imprisonment. There you get the guilty verdict.
Well, that's a huge victory for this defense. If so, if there is no verdict in the kidnapping, and they have not found her guilty of kidnapping, that's a huge verdict for this defense, which was a very bizarre defense. Her defense attorney presented no defense case, called no witnesses, and essentially said, well, the prosecution didn't prove its case. And everybody thought this was a slam dunk and open and shut case. And once again, if this is true, because I understand this is just happening as we speak, and it's hard to sometimes interpret the arcane proceedings in a jury room, this would be a huge victory for this woman. Remember, her child, her 8-month-old son disappeared on her watch. They were in a bitter custody battle, she and Logan McQuarrie, her ex, and the judge said, I'm awarding you joint custody. She takes off with the child from Arizona to San Antonio, calls her ex and says, I killed the child, and then goes to Miami where she's arrested and tells cops a totally different story, that, oh no, I gave the child away to a mystery couple in San Antonio. Nobody knows where this child is. This child could be in a garbage dump, which was one of the stories that she told. So this is a very serious crime. And to simply be found guilty of unlawful imprisonment and conspiracy to commit custodial interference it pales by comparison to what she could have been convicted of had she been convicted of kidnapping. This is, in my opinion, an outrage.